Some cheeses are poison after 60, and you probably have one in your fridge right now. A groundbreaking Harvard study found that seniors who ate certain cheeses just twice a week had 42% stronger bones and better memory scores. But here's what most people don't know. Not all cheeses are created equal. In fact, some popular ones can quietly raise your blood pressure, weaken your digestion, and leave your immune system struggling. I'm Dr. James, and today I'll show you which 3 cheeses you should eat regularly to support your aging body, and which 3 you should never touch again. This isn't about giving up cheese, it's about choosing smarter, so every bite works for you, not against you. So what's your favorite cheese? Drop it in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your next slice could change the way you age. Let me introduce you to Margaret. She's 72, lives in Colorado, and like many of my patients, she gave up cheese years ago. It just didn't sit right anymore, she told me. Every time I had a little, I'd feel bloated or uncomfortable for hours. That changed one Sunday when her daughter brought over a log of fresh goat cheese. Just out of curiosity, Margaret spread a thin layer on a slice of toast and braced herself. But to her surprise, nothing happened. No discomfort, no bloating. In fact, she said it felt almost soothing. Here's why. Goat cheese is fundamentally different from most cheeses made with cow's milk. Its fat molecules are about 40% smaller, and that matters. Smaller fats are easier for our aging digestive systems to break down. It also contains less lactose and a different kind of protein that's gentler on sensitive guts. But it's not just about comfort. Goat cheese is rich in calcium that your body can actually absorb, even as your digestive enzymes decline with age. It also packs selenium for immune support and probiotics that nourish the gut, both of which naturally weaken after 60. And here's something you might not know. A 2022 NIH study showed that older adults who included goat cheese in their diets had significantly better calcium absorption rates compared to those who consumed traditional dairy. A 2024 review in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging further supported this, showing goat cheese improved calcium absorption by nearly 27% in seniors with reduced lactase activity, a benefit not observed with cow's milk cheeses. So how much is just right? Think small. A portion about the size of 2 dice. 2 or 3 times a week is ideal. I often recommend crumbling it over roasted veggies or pairing it with whole grain toast and a drizzle of honey. It's creamy, tangy, and a little goes a long way. Margaret told me, I didn't have to give up cheese after all. I just needed to find the right one. So what about you? Have you tried goat cheese lately? And if not, would you give it a chance now? Now let me tell you about Robert. He's 68, a retired teacher from Minnesota, and his annual checkup left his doctor scratching his head. Despite a family history of heart disease, Robert's blood pressure, cholesterol, and bone density were all remarkably stable. What's your secret? His doctor asked. Robert just smiled and said, honestly, I eat a slice of Swiss cheese almost every day. It may sound too simple, but Robert was onto something. Science is just beginning to appreciate. Swiss cheese, especially authentic aged varieties, is one of the few cheeses that actually supports both heart and bone health, 2 areas that become more fragile as we age. Here's how. First, Swiss cheese contains 50 to 60% less sodium than popular cheeses like American or cheddar. That matters. After 60, your blood vessels become more sensitive to salt, and excess sodium can quietly drive up blood pressure, even if your diet seems normal. But Swiss cheese also contains a powerful nutrient that most seniors have never heard of, vitamin K2. A K2 helps direct calcium to where it's needed most, your bones, and away from where it can do harm, your arteries. In other words, It helps strengthen your skeleton and protect your heart at the same time. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that older adults with higher intakes of K2 had significantly better arterial flexibility and lower calcification. Another bonus? Swiss cheese is naturally lower in lactose thanks to its aging process, so it's easier on your gut than you might expect. And here's my favorite way to enjoy it. Thin slices of Swiss melted over a slice of whole grain bread, topped with sliced apple and a sprinkle of walnuts. This isn't just delicious, it's strategic. Walnuts contain magnesium and plant-based omega-3s that enhance the vascular benefits of vitamin K2, especially when paired with fermented cheese like Swiss. Not only delicious, the combination of fruit, fiber, and K2-rich cheese is a powerhouse for vascular and digestive health. So, what do you think? Have you ever paired Swiss cheese with fruit or nuts? If not, would you try it this week? There's something remarkable about how people in Mediterranean countries age. They tend to stay active, mentally sharp, and surprisingly resilient well into their 70s and 80s. Diet plays a big role, and one small but mighty ingredient you'll see on nearly every table: feta cheese. Dorothy, a 78-year-old viewer from Arizona, wrote to me last year. She'd been dealing with constant seasonal colds and said her energy just wasn't what it used to be. Then she made one small change. She started eating feta cheese regularly. Not huge amounts, just a few sprinkles over her lunch salad. After a few weeks, she wrote, I noticed I wasn't catching every cold going around. My allergies calmed down, and I just felt clearer. Why does feta have that effect? The secret lies in how it's made. Authentic feta, the kind made from goat or sheep's milk and stored in brine, is fermented using traditional methods. That fermentation creates natural probiotics, which feed the good bacteria in your gut. And as we now know, gut health isn't just about digestion. After 60, your gut directly influences your immune system, mood, even cognitive clarity. Feta is also packed with high-quality, easily absorbed protein, nearly 4 grams in just a quarter cup, which helps fight the muscle loss that sneaks in with age. And here's a fun twist I share with my patients. While most people think of feta only on Greek salad, it actually pairs beautifully with everyday meals. Try it on scrambled eggs, roasted vegetables, or sprinkle some on soft tacos with grilled fish and avocado. It's a bold flavor that wakes up your plate. Just one tip. If the label says feta style, or lists cow's milk first, skip it. The real stuff has a creamy tang and is stored in saltwater brine. That's how you know you've found the good kind. So tell me, have you ever tried feta outside of salad? What's your favorite way to use it? Let's switch gears for a moment and talk about a type of cheese that may look harmless, but could be silently sabotaging your health after 60. I'm talking about those soft, creamy, easy-to-spread cheese products that come in tubs or foil-wrapped blocks, often labeled cheese food or processed spread. Frank, one of my former neighbors, learned this the hard way. He's 65, always been active, and swore by his daily afternoon snack: crackers and processed cheese spread. It's been my go-to for decades, he told me. But last year, Frank landed in the ER with dangerously high blood pressure. His doctor traced one of the unexpected culprits: that innocent-looking cheese spread. Here's why. Processed cheese spreads often contain up to 450 milligrams of sodium per serving. Nearly 20% of your recommended daily intake in just a few bites. For seniors with aging kidneys or blood vessels, that kind of salt load can be overwhelming. But the salt is just the beginning. Look closer at the label, and you'll often find a cocktail of additives: phosphates, artificial colors, emulsifiers, and preservatives. These ingredients are designed to make the product shelf-stable and melt smoothly, not to nourish your body. Some of these compounds have been linked to inflammation, impaired mineral absorption, and even changes in gut microbiota, especially in older adults whose systems are more sensitive to synthetic additives. And here's the kicker: these spreads usually provide very little real protein or calcium. So while they may taste creamy and nostalgic, they're giving you almost none of the benefits you'd expect from real dairy. So what's a better option? Try mashing half an avocado with a squeeze of lemon for a heart-healthy spread. Or, if you love creamy textures, go for a small amount of real goat cheese on whole grain crackers. It'll satisfy the craving and support your health. Let me ask you, did you grow up with cheese spreads like these? Are they still in your fridge today? Eleanor always considered herself a cheese connoisseur. At 70, she took pride in curating elegant cheese boards for her monthly book club, and her favorite was always blue cheese. Tangy, creamy, marbled with striking veins of blue. It felt luxurious, even sophisticated. But one evening, after indulging in a few generous bites, Eleanor began to feel strangely dizzy. Her blood pressure spiked. She ended up in urgent care. And the culprit wasn't wine or stress. It was the blue cheese. Here's what most people don't realize. Blue cheese contains high levels of tyramine, a naturally occurring compound formed during the aging process. Tyramine can trigger dangerous spikes in blood pressure, especially for seniors taking certain medications, including common treatments for depression, Parkinson's disease, and heart conditions. And that's not all. The same mold that gives blue cheese its signature look also produces histamine, which can provoke inflammatory reactions in sensitive individuals. As we age, our ability to break down these compounds declines, making side effects more common and more severe. Even worse, blue cheese has higher moisture content and lower acidity, creating a breeding ground for listeria, a dangerous bacteria that poses serious risks to seniors and anyone with a weakened immune system. The aging process that makes blue cheese flavorful, explains Dr. Michael Peterson, a food chemist, is also what makes it problematic for aging bodies. If you love that bold, funky flavor, don't worry, there are safer alternatives. Try aged Parmesan or Romano. These hard cheeses deliver a rich, umami punch with less risk. They're also naturally lower in moisture and histamine and offer more calcium and protein per ounce. And if you're unsure whether your favorite cheese might be causing issues, here's a good test. Track how you feel 30 minutes after eating it. Dizziness, brain fog, or bloating may be your body's quiet warning. So here's my question for you. Have you ever felt off after eating blue cheese? Even just a little? You're not imagining it. Let's talk about it in the comments. It's just a little schmear on my bagel. That's what Janet, 67, said when I asked about her breakfast habits. She went to bed early, got decent sleep, and walked every morning, yet still woke up feeling sluggish and foggy. Turns out, the culprit was right on her plate. Cream cheese feels harmless. It's smooth, comforting, and pairs perfectly with toast or bagels. But for seniors, it delivers more drawbacks than benefits. Here's why. Cream cheese is high in saturated fat, low in protein, and virtually devoid of calcium, the opposite of what aging bodies need. Unlike harder cheeses like Swiss or Feta, which offer muscle-building protein and bone-strengthening nutrients, cream cheese offers little more than empty calories. This matters because after 60, your body's ability to build and maintain muscle declines, and your need for high-quality protein actually increases. Start your day with cream cheese, and you're giving your body fat without fuel. Worse, cream cheese contributes to low-grade inflammation, especially when paired with refined carbs like bagels or white bread. Over time, this can subtly worsen joint pain, brain fog, and energy dips. Now, I'm not saying you can't enjoy something creamy in the morning, you just need a smarter swap. Try this instead. Mix Greek yogurt with a drizzle of honey and a few slices of strawberry. It's rich in protein, contains live probiotics for your gut, and delivers the same satisfying texture, without the inflammatory load. Janet made the switch. Within a week, she noticed clearer mornings and less afternoon fatigue. "It felt like I finally got my mornings back," she told me. So if cream cheese is a daily habit for you, are you fueling your day or unknowingly dragging it down? If you've ever stood in the cheese aisle feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. But knowing what to look for makes all the difference, especially after 60. For goat cheese, choose varieties that are soft, pure white, and have a clean, fresh aroma. If it smells sour or sharp, it's likely past its prime. Swiss cheese should have evenly spaced holes, known as eyes, and a slightly nutty scent. It's best to buy a small block rather than pre-sliced packs, which tend to lose flavor quickly. As for feta, the real deal is stored in brine and made from goat or sheep milk. If the label says feta style or lists cow's milk first, it won't offer the same benefits. And here's one last trick. Let your cheese rest at room temperature for about 20 minutes before eating. It not only tastes better, but your body digests it more easily that way. Aging well isn't about cutting out everything you love. It's about making choices that love you back. And cheese, surprisingly, can be part of that. Goat cheese may soothe your digestion and support your immune system. Swiss can help protect your heart and bones. Feta brings probiotic power to your meals. Meanwhile, processed spreads, blue cheese, and cream cheese might be working against you without you even realizing it. If you're avoiding dairy altogether, don't worry. You've still got options. Aged cheeses like Parmesan or Manchego are naturally low in lactose, and plant-based alternatives made from cashews or almonds can deliver both flavor and gut-friendly nutrients. For example, Treeline makes a delicious cashew cheese available at Whole Foods, crafted with traditional fermentation to support digestion and immunity without a drop of dairy. So what now? Start small. Swap one cheese in your fridge with a smarter choice. Try one of the pairings we talked about. Maybe Swiss with apple and walnuts, or feta on your favorite taco. And here's my question for you. What's the first cheese you're going to try or toss this week? And do you have a favorite cheese recipe that works for you after 60? Share it with us in the comments. Let's build a community that eats well, ages strong, and looks out for each other. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. Your journey to healthier, smarter aging is just getting started, and we'll be right here with you.